history is full of firsts.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, everyone can enjoy.
Calls in the storms Thursday. Minutes before 9 o'clock, the crew's here telling her.
This is the first time in a long they had 11. Send us some of your pictures.
Isn't it good to work for a place that has a sense of history? And indeed it is.
See, taking the president from Spring to College Station following.
If you have something you'd like Channel 2 Investigates to check out, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@click2houston.com. Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News at 6.
Happening now at 6. Sky 2 live over yesterday's water main break as crews work to replace the broken portion of that line that has left an entire city under a boil water advisory. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dominique Saxa.
And I'm Andy Sirota. Here's the very latest information from city officials tonight. Pressure has returned to normal across the city, but we continue to be under that boil advisory until test results come back sometime tomorrow morning. Crews will work through the weekend to repair that line, but it could be Tuesday before water is flowing again. Today, the mayor addressed why one water main break impacted so much of the city.
We have water leaks, main leaks occurring in the city all the time. What makes this an exceptional case is this is a 96-inch leak, and it's a major artery. And quite frankly, that east plant services about 50% of the city of Houston.
Our team coverage of this event continues tonight at 6 o'clock. We start with investigator Bill Spencer with some advice on how to make sure you're staying safe during this advisory. Bill?
Dominic, we cannot forget that there is a mandatory boil water order in effect for the city of Houston going on right now, and it will continue up until the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality says the water is safe. Up until then, you're going to have to either pour yourself a bottle of bottled water, you're going to have to boil that water, boil all the water that comes out of your tap. In the midst of yesterday's massive water main break, when millions of gallons of water flowed into East Houston, covering the 610 and burying cars in deep water, Jackie Aitken of Houston had just one thought. How can this be happening?
My first reaction was not again, just because it's another water incident in Houston.
Right away, Jackie, who was born in Scotland, began buying bottled water and taking a whole host of other precautions, taking water with her now wherever she goes. Tell me what you're doing as far as bottled water. Did you buy a lot of that stuff?
I haven't bought too much of it. I'm working through the supplies that we already had.
Okay.
But when I'm traveling, I'm just about to head out just now, I'm going to be taking some water with me.
As far as washing clothes, Jackie knows there is no problem with that. As for taking showers, that's okay too, but you still have to be careful.
So I know that I am able to take a shower, and I did earlier this morning, and I just made sure that it was a very fast shower and I wasn't swallowing any of the water.
The city of Houston has other precautions you need to take. You need to use boiled or bottled water for your drinking water, for making ice, for brushing your teeth, for cooking, for washing vegetables and fruit, and for making baby formula. When boiling that water, make sure to bring the water to a rolling boil for at least 2 minutes and then cool that water before using it in any way. And just one more thing, I want to go over it one more time for everybody. I've gotten some emails from folks who are wondering, is it okay to take a shower? I'm worried about the water coming out in my shower. It is okay, but remember, you're not supposed to swallow that water. Keep your mouth shut. Try not to take any of that stuff in because it could make you sick. Reporting live, Bill Spencer, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Bill. Of course, a boil water advisory does mean that it's going to be a tough time at home and for some businesses, especially restaurants that want to stay open. Channel 2's Marianne Martinez joins us live in Montrose with that part of the story tonight. Marianne?
Good evening, Dominique. Tonight, restaurants are scrambling across the city to let their customers know that they are, in fact, open to meet those state requirements for a boiled water notice and to let their customers know it's safe to come inside. A massive water main break in Houston yesterday still sending ripple effects through the city, leaking into every part of daily life, including lunch, after a boil water notice was issued for the entire city of Houston. Fountain drinks attached to city water lines were shut off at Shake Shack. Only bottled drinks were available.
We give free still water and sparkling water.
At Avondale Food and Wine, customers are being upgraded to free bottled water in lieu of city tap water.
And of course, boiling water.
Boiling water. Yeah.
The best to kill everything.
Chilled boiled water was used to rinse fresh vegetables that will be served later. Over at Present Company, a bar in Montrose, ice bins are empty. Their ice was no good for public use since it is frozen city water.
We had to reach out to our ice machine manufacturer, see if the filters were sufficient, and that's when we actually had to get more ice. We got 1,600 pounds of ice yesterday, more coming today. And the dishwashers at such a high temperature where we could clean everything.
And the reason for that boil water notice is because yesterday when that water main break happened, the water pressure in the entire city dropped, and that is when the state begins to worry that there could be microbes or bacteria that could be harmful to people, and of course boiling it makes sure that any of that danger is gone. Reporting live from Montrose, Marianne Martinez, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Marianne. You can continue to follow the story on our website, click2houston.com. Look for the stories right there on the homepage.
Absolutely perfect out there if you're heading out later this evening.
Yeah, Chief Meteorologist Frank Billingsley joining us now. A lot of people getting an early start to the rodeo.
Buckaroo Billingsley.
That's you.
You know, people can't really see your outfit, but you're very Western styled today.
Well, I'll have to stand up at some point.
I know, and my hat would match perfectly your whole outfit right there.
Can
All right.
I borrow?
Highs today, yes, you can borrow it anytime. Highs today, not bad, 74, 73, 72, so that's stacked up pretty nicely. Right now, we're at 64 in Houston, 66 Conroe, 67 in Sugar Land, so we're already, now that the sun is going down, edging into the 60s, a good 10 degrees cooler than our highs. That trend's going to continue. 62 at 7, 58 at 8, 56 at 9. So if you're headed to Memorial Park tonight or you're already there, crack out those grills and pop a cold one. It's going to be a really nice evening. And then tomorrow morning, perfect for the parade. 50 at 8, 62 at 10, 70 at noon. The parade starts at 10, so no problems there. Coming up, when those skies cloud up a little bit, 80 degrees is on the board, and our next chance for rain. It's all straight ahead. Andy?
All right, Frank, thanks so much. Now to a story that you'll see only on 2 tonight. A fight between the Harris County District Attorney's Office and a county criminal court judge.
That judge taking a stand for what he believes is right and dismissing a number of criminal cases. Investigator Robert Arnold uncovered this story and joins us now with the details about the battle between the two. Robert?
Yeah, before we move forward, a little explanation is needed. Whenever a person is arrested, an officer will write a narrative that outlines why they believe that person should be charged with this particular crime. It's referred to as a probable cause statement. One Harris County judge wants that probable cause statement filed with the court before the person makes their first court appearance. Prosecutors argue, however, that's not what state law requires. And as you heard, it's a dispute that's leading to some criminal cases being dismissed. Judge Franklin Bynum presides over misdemeanor court number 8. Sources tell us his dispute with prosecutors is long-running.
They're at odds for a very good reason.
We asked KPRC legal analyst Brian Weiss to break down the arguments.
The Code of Criminal Procedure does not require the state to do what this judge wants them to do.
Here's one example. An accident near this Chevron on Normandy earlier this month led to the sheriff's office charging a man with DWI. The case was dismissed because the judge ruled probable cause wasn't established. The DA's office disagrees and filed a motion to reconsider.
The DA's office has essentially told the judge, you're way out of line. You need to step back. You need to check yourself. And in my estimation, they may have a valid point.
Sources in the DA's office tell KPRC Investigates the judge has dismissed more than 10 cases as a result of this issue. Judge Bynum sent us a written response reading, judges have the constitutional duty to provide oversight of police and prosecutors. I cannot comment on any particular case. Legal arguments can only be adequately considered in courtrooms, not in the media. However, prosecutors aren't the only ones voicing their concerns.
He definitely appears to be anti-police. He actually also appears to be anti-DA's office.
The Houston Police Officers Union's Ray Hunt says they've gone as far as filing a formal complaint with the state's Judicial Conduct Commission.
This kind of stuff is outrageous behavior from a judge.
And Hunt says his complaint is still pending before the commission. That DWI case that we mentioned, there was a hearing on that motion earlier this week, but so far, no decision. We will keep you posted. Reporting live, Robert Arnold, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Robert, thank you. Now to a developing story that we are following from Katy tonight. Hundreds of animals rescued from a home there. We're talking cats, dogs, birds, and other animals rescued from what appears to be a hoarding situation. This all went down in the 2000 block of Saddlehorn Trail. Channel 2's Joel Eisenbaum has the story.
You know, this wasn't just some small little bust. This was the largest seizure by the Houston Humane Society this year. A staggering 222 animals pulled off of this property. In Fort Bend County, unincorporated, but essentially Katy, on a residential street called Saddlehorn Trail. I mean, you had almost 200 animals in there. Isn't that too many? Shut up. But shut up don't work with Johnny Law. And Friday, armed with a warrant, Fort Bend County Precinct 3 deputy constables, along with the Houston Humane Society, pulled a crazy number of pets out of here.
Dogs, cats, birds, there's several rodents here, a lot of turtles.
Several animals found indoors, outdoors, in cupboards, shelves, everywhere you can imagine.
The animals varied, some of them are very skeletal. Just a few of them.
Hey guys, we just want to
get the camera off me.
That from the boyfriend of the homeowner. He believes the pets are being illegally seized. A big operation that started with a single animal welfare check a day earlier. It's important to keep in mind that the homeowner at this point has not been charged with a crime, but the Fort Bend County DA could look at that. Now, in terms of the future of the animals, there's a hearing coming up next week. We're in the Katy area tonight. I'm Joel Eisenbaum, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Joel. Early voting for the Super Tuesday primary wraps up in just under an hour. There are 52 early voting locations in Harris County. Right now on our website, click2houston.com, we have a map showing the busiest early voting locations. You can find it under the Decision 2020 section of our website. Election Day coming up Tuesday, March 3rd.
Coming up, she's the woman accused of making the 911 call that led to that deadly raid on Harding Street. Today, she appeared in court. What a judge had to say about Patricia Garcia's future.
The Houston Astros taking on the Marlins in spring training, and nobody got hit today, but one Astros starter had a promising game on the mound. We'll have that in sports.
Thank you, Ari. And it's the weekend. That, of course, means weekend construction. The areas you need to avoid when out and about. Coming up next on Channel 2 News at 6.
Is on.
Happy weekend. I'm excited for it. Roseanne Aragon with your weekend construction report. There are some closures I want to tell you about, starting with this one, the 610 West Loop closure at the Southwest Freeway nightly from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. until Monday, March 2nd. And we recommend that you use these alternate routes. You see here Wesleyan, Newcastle, Rice, Chimney Rock. Those will help you get through there on the 69. And also the 610 closure northbound from Furnace Place to 69. 9 9 p.m. nightly to 5 a.m. until Monday, March 2nd, just like the other ones. And then bringing it up east here, I-10 East is closed from 69 to Waco. That again also starts 9 p.m. until 5 a.m. Monday. Please use the feeder roads as your detour. And then, of course, this. Please keep your eye on this water main break. There were some closures earlier. Now, keep your eye on whether or not they are going to close that exit there at Clinton. And make sure you drive safely and keep your eyes on the road. Happy weekend.
Well done, Roseanne. Not easy doing traffic in front of that map. Remember, you can track traffic anytime on our new traffic page on click2houston.com. It's called What's Driving Houston. Just click on the traffic tab. The woman accused of making that fake 911 call in the Harding Street raid is going to remain in federal custody. 2 people died as a result of that raid in January of 2019. Patricia Garcia was arrested for violating her bond. Officials say Garcia hit a car while driving under the influence last month. Today, a federal judge ordered her to remain in custody until a hearing next week. Garcia will be sent to inpatient rehab for at least 45 days.
A new hemp law requires a test to differentiate the drug from marijuana. That's a challenge for many smaller cities and counties that don't have ways to test for it. A letter from the Department of Public Safety states that they do not accept misdemeanor cases. Various counties now have misdemeanor cases on hold that they cannot prosecute simply because they don't have the resources.
We're telling law enforcement in the county that you can still arrest people, but we're not prosecuting them. We're not going to waste people's time waiting for the legislature to fund testing.
The new testing method is expected to be finalized by the end of March.
They are a sign the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is about to begin. We're talking about those trail rides. More than 2,000 trail riders have made it in for the kickoff. The riders and their horses are now at Memorial Park for an awards ceremony. They came from across 12 different historic trails. Tomorrow's parade downtown will kick off the rodeo.
Wow. Yeah, and so many of our viewers celebrating Go Texan Day by wearing their
hats.
Finest.
I'm telling you, this would go great with what you have on.
I know, it'll cover my eyes. I have the smallest head on the planet. See, I told you.
You're right. Okay, then.
All righty. How about you, Andy? Oh, good.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. My head's too big for this hat.
God, well, call me Goldilocks. Because it fits my head just perfectly.
That's right.
So there you go. Hey, you know, Lauren's 5 boys all dressed up. This is her youngin'.
Oh, Rivers.
He's adorable.
Look at that smile.
First Go Texan Day. Just perfect. Yeah, he's got his Wranglers and everything. So no complaints there. And then Jax is there. Yeehaw. He's rodeo ready. So whether it's your firstborn or one that you've had a while. 74, 73, 72 for highs this afternoon. So ended up being a really pleasant day. It's going to be a very pleasant night and not a bad weekend. 67, humidity 30%. The winds are calm. They've been coming out of the west. Look at that shot from Galveston. Let me step back. That's a sunset. Isn't that gorgeous? I think I might just have to go down there and see what's going on. 62, the humidity's up, but with that temperature, that's no issue. They still have a west wind, south-southwest. So lots of 60s out there. We were in the 70s just an hour ago. So now that the sun is going down and the humidity is so low, that air is going to cool pretty quickly. So get ready for a bit of a cool night. I'd grab your duster just in case. You can see it's calm out there as far as the wind. So at least nothing coming out of the north. That's a help. These 60s at 7 are going to continue to glide right down through the 50s at 9 o'clock. Then we'll continue to see it overnight, end up at the 40s. So look for mid-40s to wake up to. And then as we go into 9 a.m., we've got 56. So if you're headed downtown for the rodeo, 56 at 9, and that will go to about 70 by noon. So not bad. It just starts out a little cool and gets warm very quickly with highs tomorrow in the mid-70s. So no complaints. This high pressure is in control. It moves off to the east, continues the south flow. So we get warmer and warmer as time goes on. Watching Tuesday, may see a quick shower Monday, but it's really Tuesday that this next front moves through. But it's going to move through fast, so I'm not looking for a lot of rain with that. Maybe a ½ an inch, and that's really about it. The heavier rains are going to be up across the Tennessee Valley where that low actually is. We could probably use a little rain. We still have some abnormally dry and moderate drought, and off to the southwest, even severe drought. That red there is extreme down through San Antonio. It looks like Jackson County. So only an inch and a half of rain for all of February, which is about 50% of normal. So we need a little rain. Maybe we'll get some on Tuesday. Weekend haircast, a bit more humid, but not bad. In the meantime, 76 for tomorrow. tomorrow, 78 to 80. On Monday, Dynamo Sabercats. And then Super Tuesday, 78. There's that next front. Comes on through and cools us a little bit. As we head into next weekend, we lose an hour of sleep as we go forward 1 hour. Spring forward, fall back. That's the only way I can remember it.
Longer days.
Everybody's tried the hat on but you.
Oh, man, it's going to be big. I have a very small head.
See?
What is it with these small heads everywhere?
If I would have known, I would have brought my own, man. Let me know next time, Frank.
Thank you.
All right, so on the sports desk,
yes,
we got Ari with a small head.
Yes. It's like 7 even or 6 and 7. It's very small.
You're preaching to the choir.
I know, right? The Astros are starting to prepare the team's main starters for action. We're going to show you Zach Greinke's line from a promising spring start. Plus, the Rockets are one of the teams keeping those guys that they're signing to 10-day contracts. They're going to show the impact of their roster building next.
898 Central.
Welcome to the Xfinity Sports Desk. The Houston Astros continue spring training preparations with Zach Greinke on the mound. Greinke reported to camp at the very last minute. Said if he knew he could do that his whole career, he would have. Greinke did give up an unearned run, but he struck out 3 in 2 mostly clean innings. There's one of his strikeouts. That one a backwards K in the book. Astros tied at 1, and Aledmus Diaz. Like a swinging bunt here, but it works. Astros going to get the lead from that. And then Osvaldo Duarte, a single, drives in new catcher Dustin Garneau. The Astros win 6-4. Here's Greinke on his performance.
It wasn't a mid-season form or anything, but all the pitches were pretty close. Just command needs to get a little bit better, and pitches a little more consistent.
The Shriners Hospital for Children College Classic going on at Minute Maid Park. While the Astros out of town, Baylor, Mizzou. This is Baylor's Mac Mueller. Solo bomb in the 6th puts Baylor up. They would go on to take down the Tigers 4-2. And at Thursday's College Classic luncheon, LSU baseball coach Paul Mainieri talked about his former player Alex Bregman. And Bregman's coach feels for what his old player has been going through.
He feels a lot of remorse about a lot of things, but you have to remember too that when all that stuff happened, Alex had only been in the big leagues for 2 months. He wasn't really in a position to step forward and say, you know, I'm going to be different than everybody else, and I felt for the kid.
The Houston Rockets on a 5-game win streak. They fully committed to small ball, and they're signing combo forwards to play center. One of those guys, 6'9", Jeff Green. The Rockets announced Friday they've signed Green for the rest of the season after originally giving him a 10-day contract. It ran out today. Uncle Jeff has been really solid for Houston, averaging 10 points in 4 games and shooting like 66% from 3, which is not going to continue because math, but he's been really good.
Yeah, one to watch on the court.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thanks so much.
Great, we'll be right back.
Monday.com today.
It's going to be a stellar weekend.
Yeehaw, it sure is. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. This evening, it's going to be on the cool side in the 50s. Overnight lows right down to the 40s. So I'm sure you're going to get up and run that rodeo run.
Oh, yeah.
48 at 7.
I'll be at the parade tomorrow.
There you go. 58 at 9, 66 at 11. It's going to be stupendous parade weather. So make a plan. In the meantime, as we head into the weekend, a little more cloud cover for Sunday, but nothing to interrupt your weekend. 20% chance Monday, 50 Tuesday is the day to watch. Look at that 80 on Monday. Then we cool down a little bit as we head into the middle of the week.
Best rodeo weather ever, I think.
Ever.
Ever. Entertainment Tonight's coming your way next.
We'll see you at 10 o'clock.